Welcome to today's studio vlog. I'm going to take you through a part of my day today as I put together kits for my virtual corporate workshops, as I do ordinary things like clean up my studio and get some of my shop orders ready. If you're new here, hi, my name is Audrey, your watercolor bestie, and welcome to my studio. One of the reasons why I like to do these studio vlogs from time to time is, number one, to give you an insight into what just the day of an artist kind of looks like. I do this as basically my full-time job. I work part-time for my church as well, but the majority of my hours are spent right here in the studio. Started my business back in July 2017, and I started out with just a basket of supplies, and I worked on the dining room table. I quickly realized I need to have a dedicated space. So in my house, we have a first floor and a basement, so I took over one of the rooms in the basement for my studio. It was really hard, but that's where I produced the majority of my Skillshare classes, where I filmed a lot of my early tutorials. Yeah, I just have really fond memories. It was pretty hard working out of a basement because it's really dark, it's chilly, it's not the most creative space, but you have to work with what you have. And for me, it was a basement. In 2020, I had the opportunity to move my studio from the basement to the first floor. So I took one of the larger bedrooms, and it was my dream studio, like for real. I had so much space, but 2020 was also a really dark time in my life where I didn't feel very creatively inspired. It took a long time for me to kind of come out of that funk. And then I think my dog Charcoal wants to join us. Charcoal? Hi, buddy. Hello. Good boy. Mwah. And then in 2022, I got married, and then I decided to move the studio from the larger bedroom to a smaller bedroom. And that's the room that I'm in right now. It was definitely difficult transitioning from a larger bedroom to a smaller one because I had to be very strategic about what to keep and where to put it, how to organize everything. And I'll admit, I'm still kind of working on that, but it's been almost 2 years of being in this space, and I'm very, very happy. I'm also really thankful that I have a supportive husband who's willing to put his office in the basement now and let me have one of the bedrooms on the first floor. So if you want a more in-depth studio tour about everything that's in this space, leave a comment, say studio tour, so that I'll try to do that in the future. But for now, let's get to work, and let's start by just kind of cleaning up my studio. Okay, first of all, there's all this nonsense that's on my desk. I actually took down my Yeti microphone because I switched to a wireless lavalier. So I'm very happy about that, but I gotta find a place for that. And then I still have like boxes, and yeah, this is my super awesome heavy duty paper cutter. And I did start one of my shop orders, but I need to finish that today. And I even have paper scraps like still hanging out, so gotta take those away too. Okay. Okay, I also have some packages here that I need to open, so I'll get to those later. And then this is my kind of work table. So I have my computer table over there, but then this is my work table. And again, a bunch of stuff here that needs to be moved. So let's do that. One of my favorite things is this pen organizer. I know I have so many, but I love it. So I put all of my pens up in here. Let's see, the Tombos go up here. And then the Sharpie pen, oh yeah, in here. So yeah, I have all these Sharpie brush pens here. These are all the Tombow dual brush markers. Up here I have some Stabilos. These are the Pentel brush pens. All Tombow Funosuke's up there, and the twin tone markers. These are the Zebra mild liners. And these are the Marvi Ushida. Really love these pens. And yeah, just down here, I just have some paint pens and, just some other odds and ends. Okay. All right, the desk is looking good. So let's unpack some of these boxes and see what's inside. Oh, but wait, we didn't clean up this desk. So let's do that first. All right, so let's open up some of these boxes. All right, so this big box is just all Holbein artist watercolors, and these are for my corporate workshops. Now, if you watched my previous studio vlog where I put my corporate workshop kits together, you'll remember that I used Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolors. But since then, I've become a brand ambassador for Holbein. Yay! And they are sponsoring the paints for all of my corporate workshops. And this is just a plug. So if you work for an organization or a business and you work in a team and want to do a team building activity, or if you want to show appreciation for your employees, I think you'll really like my Watercolor for Mindfulness workshop. It'll give them all of these tools. It'll give them all of these supplies that I'm about to show you, and give them the skills and the confidence to be able to practice watercolor with mindfulness. Through the workshop, you'll practice some basic techniques and then do 3 relaxing exercises that I find to be very, very helpful for me. Plug is over. Let's get into these paints. So my upcoming workshop was estimated to be at 100 people. So for my workshops, I request 5 colors: alizarin crimson, lemon yellow, sap green, ultramarine blue, and Payne's gray. These are pretty basic colors that you can use for, any type of watercolor painting, and they're really easy to mix together. So I think that's why I like putting them together. So this giant box has all of those colors. So I'm just gonna take them out, organize them. Yeah, the next thing will be to prep the palettes. I just finished sorting through all of them, and it looks like they gave me six boxes, meaning that there are, and inside each box are 3 watercolor tubes. So in reality, I actually have 18 watercolor tubes. And I like to give a generous amount because I think it's important that once you're done learning about, watercolor painting and stuff, you want to keep painting, right? So you definitely get a lot more than you would like on a dot card. And you get it all in a palette with a lid so that you can keep painting. All right, 1 box down, another to go. So this next box is from Blick. And I buy the rest of my supplies from Blick, whether they are the palettes with the lids, the brushes, and the paper. And I buy from Blick because they are actually local to my area. And they have pretty competitive prices. Their shipping is super fast because their headquarters is here in the Chicagoland area. So usually once I submit an order, it usually gets here in 3 days or so, maybe 4. There are also a bunch of Blick stores around me, so I can easily just pop into a store if there's something that I need. But because I usually buy in huge bulk amounts, I have to order from their online store. All right, so this time I ordered some brushes. I had to order some more brushes because I only had about 30 left in my inventory. So these brushes come in packs of 12, and I usually order either the size 4 or size 6. And honestly, I just order whatever's in stock because I think I'm selling out their stock. Blick, tell me if I'm wrong. Because I seem to always catch them when they're out of stock. I don't know if it's me that's ordering all of them. Probably not. I'm sure there are other people ordering them too. But yeah, I find the brushes, the Blick brand, to be quite comparable. Then I also order watercolor paper in bulk, and I use the Canson brand. This one specifically, And I usually buy the 11 by 15 size. And then what I do is I cut them into quarters, and then each person gets 8 sheets of paper. Yeah. So for me, it's kind of easy to do the math. So one pad of paper, this has 30 sheets, right? And then if everyone gets 2 full sheets of paper, 8 quarter sizes, then I can get 15 people out of one pad of paper. And for this, I used to cut each page by hand, if you can believe it, but now I just use my giant heavy duty cutter, so much easier. So I ordered a bunch of paper. Let's see, I have 1 pad, I have 2, 3 more. So I have 5 pads total. So now let me just put these boxes away and let's put these kits together. All right, it's almost noon and I'm getting really hungry. So I'm gonna go make some lunch and I'll be back. All right, so I'm just really, really warm right now. So I just did all of the papers. I'm just really, really warmed up. So I just use a fan. I actually use that fan all the time because I just get really warm really easily. So at this point, all of my supplies are basically ready, but it's gonna take a long time for the paints and the palettes to dry. So when I have a workshop of like 20, maybe 30 people, I can just do it in my living room. I put out a table, I use a dining table, and then usually that's enough space. But since I have like almost 100 palettes that I have to prep, I have to basically overtake every single working surface that I have in my house. So that's going to be really hard for me to film. So I'll just try to film a little bit of B-roll here and there so you guys can see what's going on. But I'm going to do that over the weekend, just little by little, instead of trying to do that all at once. So I'll finish filming on Monday when I package everything together and then head to the post office and all that. But for now, I'm just going to switch gears and then do my shop order. So I got an order from one of my friends from church, and she ordered a couple of things, and then I already got started on one of them, and that's the notepad. So this notepad's not done because it's all completely loose and there's no backing, but I just wanted to show you the design. So it says, "Hang in there, you got this." It is so cute. It features a little sloth hanging on a branch, just so adorable. Yeah, and I just love that it, fits in your hand. It's really comfortable. I don't like those notepads where it's like really huge or really long, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I kind of like that this just fits really nicely in the palm of your hand. Obviously, my hands are a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Um, yeah, and the paper is really smooth. I've heard a lot of people say that they love the paper quality. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put some glue on this, add the backing, and then print some cards, and then put her package together. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna start putting my notepad together, and yeah, I already cut out my backing, and all I do is just kind of like bring it together like this, then make sure that this side is like completely flat. So then I take some extra like backing pieces, and then I put them on the back and on the front, tamp it down again. And then once everything is like kind of flushed together, I use some binder clips and put everything together so that they all stay nice and tight. Okay. And then I use this glue. I know it's a giant jar. I don't know why I bought a giant jar. I don't know why I thought I would go through all this glue like that quickly. But this is, what is this? Yeah, it says Printer's Padding Compound. But I just saw another YouTuber that was using this product. So that's why I got it. But yeah, you do not need this giant jar. How big is this jar anyway? I don't even know. But don't get this giant one because you really don't need this huge one. I've thought about moving a little bit of it into a smaller jar and then just using it from there, because every time I open it, I'm exposing it to air, you know? But I really leave it open only just for a little while, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, if you're doing like a big project or something, I highly recommend just only putting out a little bit. But anyway, so I just use a really old brush and then I just brush it on. And then after the glue is dry, I'll usually do 2 layers just so that it's like really on it. And then once it's dry, then I will do either a second coat. And then if that second coat is done, then I will actually paint the top as well. I'm really a fan of, you know, like those like gilded pages and, you know, things like that. So I just wanted my notepads to be like really special, like really have that like handmade touch, you know? So I actually hand paint all of the edges as well. And so, yeah, and that way you know it's from me and you know it's really special and that no one else, well, I guess unless they bought the same exact thing, but you know, you just know that it's a really unique product. I just do really thin layers. You don't need to glob it on. I just do really thin layers. Okay. Yeah, really thin layers. And then I'll leave this to dry while I do some other things. My greeting cards are finished printing and I just need to cut them, score them, and then put them all in a little box because she actually ordered a whole set. And so 6 cards go into a set and then I tie it up with a really pretty ribbon. Anyway, but I wanted to show off this design because this is one of the few greeting card designs that has a little something extra. So these are the completed ones and just like samples. You can see that there's just a little bit of shine to them. And that's because I added some rose gold foil. Ta-da! And you know how much I love foil, or you know how much I love gold, and just to add that extra shimmer makes me so happy, and I think cards are so worth it. So yeah, so I don't do this as part of the printing process. I do it after I print and cut and everything, and I'll do these little gold sprinkles or rose gold sprinkles by hand. So let me show you how I do that. Okay, so this is a gold foil and it's transferred by heat. So I have one of these foil quill pens. I forgot exactly what they're called. Yeah, foil quill. And I got these from Michael's. I think these are the We Are Memory Keepers brand. So I just plug it into a separate battery. I mean, you can just plug it into your computer, a USB plug, like whatever you have. I just do it in the battery just because it's very portable. And so I can do it here on my desk, go somewhere else, do it on the couch, like wherever I want. But I just wait for this to kind of heat up. As you can see, I've used up like all the little corners on here. So I'm actually gonna cut off a little bit and just so I can get this empty space down here in the middle, because I find that it's hard to just cover up the whole thing. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off a little bit. I really use this well because I've used this little sheet probably for like, I don't know, at least 20 something greeting cards. That's a lot. And so I'm just left with this little piece that was in the middle. So I can use this for all of the 6 cards that I have today. I already cut the cards, so let's do it. All right, so once this is on, you can see the light indicator is on. You definitely don't want to be touching this metal tip. It's going to be really hot. So yeah, I just take 1 card at a time. And I'll put this foil in some of these empty spaces on the design. And I will simply just, do a quick mark lift it, and then it's right there. I know it's probably kind of hard to see on this screen, but yeah, I'll just try to find an empty spot. And I'll add maybe 5 or 6 sprinkles, just depending. You would think that I would put the sprinkles in the same place every single time, but I don't always for some reason. There it is. Hopefully you can see this. And then I'll just do that for all of them. So one of my goals for, expanding my cards and just my services and products and all that is that I do want to make cards that are a little bit more fancy, like making maybe 3D. I don't know about doing super intense stuff, but even just adding foil or just adding unique characteristics. I do want to make that more common. Granted, I don't really have the volume to, justify the cost, but I do want some cards to be just a little bit more special. You know what I mean? Okay, so once you're all done, I always unplug it because then this will eventually cool down on its own. So I'll set it aside so I don't touch it. And then these cards are now ready for scoring and packaging. So I use this for scoring all of my cards, and I really like it because it gives you the 1/4 inch, markings. I know there are some that are even more finer than that. That's pretty crazy, but yeah, but I like that the little bone folder is part of it. You just pop it out and let's score. So my cards are also a little bit extra because I include envelope liners. I just think envelope liners are so special because when you open an envelope and you see that design inside, it just makes me super happy. So for this set, I have these marble designs for envelope liners. So so let me put them inside, glue them in, and then we'll put the box together. Okay, so the greeting cards are done, and now I just need to make the stickers. And she ordered the really cute sloth sticker that's holding a little balloon. It's so adorable. So let me show you how I put that together. And I'm also gonna print out a couple other stickers just because like when you print it on a sheet of paper, like I don't wanna just use up a tiny bit of space on the paper. You know, I just wanna maximize the use. So I'm gonna throw some other designs on there. I mean, I was gonna use one for my notebook. Here anyway, I have this empty spot, so I thought about maybe putting a sticker there anyway. So yeah, might as well do all of that. So let's go make some stickers. And there goes the cricket. I love how it's coming out. It's so cute. All right, so while the cricket is going, yeah, I just wanted to let you know, if you guys want to know more about how I print my stickers and laminate them and everything, just let me know in the comments. I can do a whole nother video just about that. So I laminate my stickers because I want them to be scratch proof and waterproof. So just the sticker sheet itself, it is waterproof. But it's not scratch proof. So if I were to just, yeah, like, you know, without this laminate, if I just like went at it with my nails, then it would slowly start peeling off the ink. And so I don't want that to happen, because if you put it on laptops or your water bottles or whatever it is, like it's not going to, yeah, it won't look as nice. But I also heard that because I do the laminate though, it makes some of the stickers a lot thicker and then they don't adhere as well. So I have heard that feedback. So, So I have heard that feedback. So I think I might try other sticker paper types and then see how well they do with scratch proof and things like that. Because yeah, if I can eliminate the laminating step, I mean, that makes my job easier, you know, but I still want to provide a good high quality product for my customers too. So yeah, like for example, these are the stickers that I made for Valentine's Day, and like these are pretty big. These are like almost 3 inches big, but yeah, so each cricket's basically done with that first sheet, so I'll have to adhere the second one. But anyway, yeah, so I always cut a back slit on all of my stickers so that you can easily peel it off. But yeah, so I have heard that like these won't stick as well. So let me grab my water bottle and I'll just do a test. Okay, so this is my water bottle. So these are actually signatures from Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, and Edna Mode from when we went to Disney World last October. But anyway, so I think what's hard is that some water bottles also have that texture where it's like a little bit bumpy. And so that could also be another reason why they don't stick as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on it and see how well it does. So again, the back slit just kind of helps like reveal the sticker. This might have to be done off camera, sorry. And then peel the rest of it off. Okay, I'm just gonna put it maybe right here by the handle. So, okay, I feel like this actually went on like pretty well though. Yeah, it's not having a trouble, yeah. Okay, so I don't know, maybe the people who put it on their water bottles, maybe their surface was a little bit more bumpier, or it might be that maybe their bottle is too narrow. You know, like mine is pretty wide, so it's able to kind of like lay almost flat, you know, it's not trying to bend as much. So I don't know. Okay, so I'm glad that this worked. I definitely recommend hand washing all of your water bottles when you use stickers like these. It probably can survive, you know, like 1 or 2 dishwashes, but yeah, it's just best to just hand wash them. So I'm glad that my own product worked. I mean, I did this test a while ago before I launched my shop, and that's why I went with it, but then I heard some of that feedback, so I just wanted to try it again. But okay, I'm glad it worked. Okay, so let's grab the other sticker sheet, and then I'm gonna put this on, and then I'll show you guys the final products. Oh my gosh, I mean, just look how cute they are. Okay, so the easiest way that I found to remove die cut stickers. So die cut is when you cut completely around it so that it's just one sticker on its own, right? I don't know if I described that correctly. I'm just peeling off the masking tape first. So sometimes I can just remove the sticker paper itself, and then it will sometimes leave behind the actual, cut stickers. Look at this little sleeping sloth. So cute. Yeah, so sometimes I'll just peel this off and then the stickers will remain on the mat. But then sometimes they come off with it. So like right now, this sticker is staying on, but the rest of them are kind of wanting to come off with it. So let me just peel the backing off. And then here are some of the stickers that remained on the mat. Oh my gosh, I love how this came out. I know some people don't like to use the blue mat for sticker sheets because it's not as tacky, and I totally agree, but that's why I use the masking tape to kind of hold that sticker sheet down. I find that the green one is a little bit too tacky, and I have made mine less tacky, but it's still sometimes a little too strong. Oh my gosh, but look at these. So this is the one that my friend ordered. So cute. And I love that even the balloon with the little string, it's so skinny. It's so cute. I love this so much. I mean, I know it's my design, but it is just so cute. This is the other cactus sticker that I wanted to put on my notebook. So let me show you how I create the back slit. So I use this little handy tool. So it has this tiny, tiny ceramic blade right here. It's so tiny, but it's so strong. I use this even for opening boxes and packages. And I like it because it's so small that it's probably not going to damage whatever product is inside the box, right? Yeah, so I don't use scissors anymore. Sometimes I still use a box cutter, especially if I know what's in the package and I know it's not going to, hurt it or damage it. But I use this for the back slits. So I just use a scrap piece of chipboard, and then I place the sticker, upside down like this, and then I just I just slice it. I make sure to put a little bit of pressure on it because if you don't put enough pressure, it won't cut through that paper backing. And then if you put too much pressure, you might cut through the whole thing. So it takes a little bit of trial and error, but I've gotten to a point where I can just do it pretty confidently. So let me go ahead and cut the back slits on these. I'll be right back. Okay, so the other mat is done. So let's just grab these stickers. And then I always do a bend test to make sure that the backing comes off easily, and it does. Great. And then this one's all done. So the stickers are looking good. I'm just checking up on my notepad. I think the glue is pretty much dried. I'm just going to paint it. So for the paint, I have a couple different options. I usually use this gold a lot, and this is the Martha Stewart soft gel watercolor acrylic craft paint. So this is really nice because I can water it down a little bit if I need to, but at its full opacity without any water. It's pretty fluid and it's really nice. This is the succulent color from Folk Art, and this is a pretty I really like this color because it's very close to my brand colors. And then this deep, what is this called? Medium foliage green. This deep green color is just a really nice dark sage green color too. So yeah, so I just kind of, alternate between these three colors depending on what the notepad design is. I've used the gold probably the most, just because it kind of goes with everything. But with this little sloth, I mean, let's take a look at him. So I feel like I feel like, again, the gold can go really well with this, right? But I also feel like this dark green might go well too. Yeah, because there's some of that greenery in there, and the phrase "hang in there, you got this" is also in green. So I just feel like it might be a good, I don't know, yeah. But in the end, let's be honest, I'll probably go with gold. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this, and yeah. So I already took the front flap off, and usually I have a couple extra pages, so I offer 40 pages in my notepads, but I usually add just a couple extra in case, you know, I have mess ups, especially if I have like you know, glue or like paint dripping, then that first page or two is just kind of like a test. So I usually just rip off the first two, but it kind of gives me the freedom to not worry so much about making it look perfect. And then I also have that back covering, right? So this is the backing, this is the back cover, but then I also added a flap in the back so that I can protect the backing too. So I'm just going to leave the back flap on, because when I paint it, I'm going to be going, you know, towards the back, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't get dirty. So yeah, let's be honest. So I'm going to use the gold, and let's paint this notepad. Let's give it a good shake. I just dip it directly into the paint. Most people will probably tell you don't do that, but honestly, it's because like I'm not mixing colors or anything, and I only use this brush for this paint color. So I think I'm okay. Yeah, so then I just start kind of brushing it on, and I usually do about 2 or 3 coats just so that I get the full opacity. And again, the first coat is usually pretty patchy, but as it dries, I will, you know, fill in the gaps. I try to do like thin coats at first. I let that dry, but do you see how like there's a lot of paint on that front page? And so that's why that first page is always just kind of a test. Okay, so I'm gonna let this color dry. Come back to it, add to it. Yeah. All right, so it's past 5 p.m. and so I do try to stick to my office hours. So I'm going to stop vlogging at this point, but I feel like I got a lot done, and I do have some things I need to do over the weekend and then on Monday. And like I said, I don't like to work over the weekend, but for a special, you know, before this huge virtual workshop. And again, I want to try to get the packages out by, you know, Monday end of day, or maybe Tuesday at the latest. So yeah, I'll continue vlogging on Monday, and then I'll need to finish up my friend's order tonight because I'll see her on Sunday. But thank you so much for joining me. I feel like today was just kind of a whirlwind of a day. Yeah, definitely not every day is like this. And I'll try to vlog a day when it's not so like hectic, you know, or a more slower day. I feel like that might be a little bit more accurate in terms of what my day looks like. But some things don't change, like having to clean my studio. Like even just after everything that happened today, like my desk over there is already a mess again. And then this table that's in front of me, my work table, is already a mess again. So you just got to go with it and be okay with the mess, and but also structure in time, or like make time to clean up. Because for me, when it's like so messy in here, like sometimes I'm okay with organized chaos, right? And it makes sense in my head, right? But at the same time, then when I have to actually work, that mess prevents me from doing anything. So then sometimes I don't want to do it, and that's not a good thing. So. But thanks again for joining. I'll continue this vlog on Monday, and I'll see you then. Yeah, bye. guys, so it's late on Monday night and I actually finished packing all of these. Just like, look at this. Yeah, so I finished packing or packaging all of these palettes. It has the watercolor paper, it has the palette, the brush, my business card, as well as just like an info card of the colors. So there are, I don't know, 70 plus palettes out or kits out here. Look at all of these shipping, all of these shipping labels. So my husband is going to help me put these in the shipping bags. And then I also bought this giant moving storage bag. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I bought this because instead of carrying all of these shipments in, small shoulder tote bags, I was like, I need like one giant something, So that's what this is. Obviously, our pets, Charcoal and Aslan, are keeping us company. But yeah, so let's package all this together because they're going to the post office tomorrow. Let's do it. Yeah, this area is completely clean. I can't believe we did it. Right, Charcoal? Yeah, we did it. So we fit it all in this huge bag. Let me just give you a peek. Look at this. Yeah, we filled it almost like halfway. All right, so let's see how it feels. I don't know how I'm going to take this to the post office. Lift with your legs, right? Yee! Okay. Oh boy. Wish me luck when I go to the post office. It's Tuesday morning. I just dropped off all the packages, feeling really good and accomplished, and can't wait to teach this workshop next week.